Donald Trump's a Gemini.
Here we go, making it political again. Just can't help yourself.
I
Did
can't.
you
I
see
love
that
him
what
too
he
much.
posted today? The how it started.
No.
Donald Trump posted he posted a meme. It's the how it started, how it's going, and the how it started was
Yes.
his mugshot from Atlanta, Fulton
Yeah. It
Right.
County,
was
and how it's going was Time Person of the Year.
something something happened to Fannie Willis
Brilliant.
in the past couple days, yes.
Oh, I haven't. I mean, there's so much going on as we've been
But
talking
there
about.
is there
Really,
is something.
I don't believe.
Yes. Okay,
Oh,
yeah.
poor.
Please, in the past 48 hours,
First
something
thought,
happened.
it's Fonny. Okay,
Oh, funny.
what's going on, Fonny?
What up, Fun?
Let's see. Oh, yeah, I guess. Oh, she lost a trial with the young thug.
So what
Okay,
was
so
Young Thug found innocent?
I only know what this trial's about when I'm listening to
Free
the
Thug.
Hoteps. Yeah, when I'm listening to the Hoteps, they talk about it sometimes. I get it, but yeah, looks like he's getting off. And then
Let's see.
That
something
it? I
was
feel like there was
yeah,
something else.
a judge uh ordered her to share her records
Hmm.
that she had with with Jack Smith, the special prosecutor that was going after Trump, who
Right.
was who works for the White House. Um, so I guess that's they're not supposed to do that, or that looks dodgy. But she decided to not share, even though the judge ordered that. She declined to turn over any documents.
Nice.
So she's playing the game too, where she's just like, no, I don't, no, I shouldn't have to. No, I shouldn't have
Like
to.
that one mayor who's like, yeah, no, I'm not
Oh,
with that.
no, she's not. Fonny's not that good. That woman deserves a movie, like a mini series on Netflix.
Hey,
When she
go ahead
gets
and
out, that lady, when she gets out of prison, she should,
Manny wants us to start recording.
yeah, go ahead, start recording.
that
Uh,
mayor, that mayor, that Tiffany Henyard mayor, when she gets out of prison, she should get a Netflix series
Yeah.
after she serves her 20 years for all her incredible crimes, because she's got the chutzpah.
Yeah. Sometimes it gets you in trouble.
She could be the first inmate to sue everybody so that she could just make a Netflix special as a prisoner. You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't put
breaking
that
new
past this
ground.
woman. She's got
Yeah.
superpowers. This lady. Her
Send her a
name's
letter. Yeah.
Mayor Tiffany
Suggestion.
Henyard or something.
Let's make it happen.
Yeah, they she's in the news too. I follow her. She lost something where the city council, they can't get rid of her for some reason. They can't get rid of her until the election. But the city council finally just decided to strip her of every power there is for a mayor.
I love it.
Just like they had to go to extraordinary measures to
It's like you
stop
have
her
nothing.
from being able to access the bank accounts.
Oh,
You
it's so
can't do
good.
It's
anything. There we
incredible.
go.
But I mean, it's like it started off like, man, this lady's a POS, and it's like, man, this lady is
Old
should be
AF.
she'll be like running a anti-corruption, like a special anti-corruption task force for the FBI one day.
Yeah.
Like the guy that wrote the checks, Frank Abagnale.
Right.
Catch me if you can. We're doing a weave, so we
All
should
right.
probably. We already
Uh,
started recording.
three, two, one. Let's go.
Good evening, Endless Ranters. Welcome back for episode. What did you say it was?
It's two,
209?
10.
210 of your Endless Ranters podcast. We do what we want. We appreciate your support very much. My name is Chris. I'm an online bullying and violence and emasculation survivor. Hashtag sadness. And one of your hosts for this evening, I'm joined by other hosts. It's Maxwell Housewife living in a crunchy mom's world. It's Quana. How you doing?
You forgot to mention I'm also an online bully.
Oh yeah, that's true. Well, I'm trying not to get triggered by, your past and future as an online bully.
Yeah.
Like You're not presently an online bully, but you have a
Oh no,
past.
I'm presently. Yeah.
Oh,
Well, not
you're
today. Like
not
not that
right
I
this
didn't bully
minute.
anyone today.
You're
Yes.
This is
not
her
right this minute.
mandated break from bullying,
But I
online bullying.
do enjoy bullying the
You have a
people,
rich
even if like
past.
passive
A rich
aggressive in
past.
the ACS group. Like sometimes I want to prove Dorian's posts, stuff like that.
You have a rich past of all varieties of bullying, uh, and a bright
That's
future,
right.
and a bright future of bullying,
Yeah.
and
Tomorrow's another day.
resumption of bullying, finding
Yeah,
new creative ways to bully people.
it's true. It's true.
Just not me. And
Yeah.
then there's Man with the Plan, it's producer Manny. What's going down, well, man?
Hey man, spread legs, not hate. All right, let's go.
Absolutely. This episode is dedicated to the haters.
PG-13.
All the good stuff I mean, there's a lot of bad stuff happening, but all the good stuff happening, I just want to rub it in the haters' faces, all the stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, good. Yeah, I like that. That should be this one's to the haters. Cheers.
Yeah, what did Donald Trump? I mean, he's on a roll, posting that meme about how it started, how it's going, with the
Yeah.
picture of his mugshot on one side and how it's
Yeah.
going. He's the Time Magazine Person of the Year now.
Said that he's going to make Canada the 51st state.
Oh,
Make
I was gonna say
Trudeau
that
the
was another
governor.
example of his on a roll where he's calling Justin Trudeau, who's the Prime Minister of Canada,
Yeah,
who at this
governor.
point, which at this point is a sovereign nation,
Yeah.
calling him the governor of the 50 of the great state of Canada. That's so disrespectful, but I mean,
Yeah.
it's like, hey man, in international trade, all is fair in love and war and international trade trolling, you
Right.
know.
I
So
mean,
disrespectful. But
I
it's
love
like,
it. I do love the mean tweets. I can't, maybe it's because I have a little meanness in me or something, but I love it. I think it's so funny.
I don't think it's
I
more
don't know.
like when you're
Maybe
on the
I'm,
like it's like these principles of that you learn in childhood where it's like, well, there's a fight on the playground or whatever, and maybe like the bigger, stronger kid's winning, but then like the kid that's a little bit smaller says something nasty about the other kid's mom, and the big bully goes home crying, and it's like, wow, that worked. Saved lives that day on the playground.
yeah, exactly.
The one
Exactly.
time.
I don't do it
Like,
anymore, but I was planning on like if my kids ever face bullying to like just go haymaker, just go nuclear haymaker on the other kid with some horrible mom jokes, dad jokes, anybody, whatever, whatever your guardian, even worse if you're like, if you're under the care of a guardian, legal guardian,
Yeah,
legal
oh,
guardian
that
jokes.
one
Yeah.
digs deep. That one, my neighbor down
But
the
no,
street who
no,
said
I changed my mind.
people's whose dads don't love them vote for Donald Trump. I was like,
all right.
Yeah. But I
all right.
decided not to do that because my kids seem to be turning out okay.
Uh-huh.
They seem to be able to fend for themselves, so they don't
Don't forget
need
to say
any of
hi to
the
producer Manny. Did we say hi to producer Manny?
We
Of course I
did.
did, yeah.
Okay. Sorry.
He
Remember,
said to
spread
he started
legs,
off
not
this whole
hate.
hater.
Oh,
Yeah, he
that's
started this
right. I
haters
try to
thing.
block it out.
He reminded me
Forgot.
of all the haters out there.
Well, it was kind of falling in line with the theme, the opening theme of the episode, so I figured, what the hell?
Hmm.
All right.
What
All right.
was the theme sexual in nature? I don't really remember that part.
No, but I just wanted to use sex as a means to subvert from all the hate once again. Divert, I should say.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Peace,
Yeah,
Okay.
not war. Love, not
exactly.
hate.
You're talking
Yeah.
in
Exactly.
circles, sir. Talking in circles.
A regular Yoko Ono over there.
I rebuke you. I rebuke this. Not you.
No.
No, not you. Just the last like 30 seconds.
Oh, okay. How could I handle that?
Just your behavior. I rebuke your behavior in the last 30 seconds.
Yeah.
I have to say, a new achievement unlocked for me, a new personal achievement.
Yeah.
You never been
Never been
rebuked before?
rebuked.
I don't think I have. No. That's why
I
this
be
new.
rebuking. Boy, do I rebuke. I rebuke every day. Nope, not today.
Oh
Yeah,
boy.
that's yeah. Well,
So
good for
let's
you, man.
see.
Never been rebuked.
Yeah, thank you,
Good.
thank you.
Good. I think that's
We
good.
had a list. We had a list of
Mhm.
several things that have come up, but I don't know. There's
Release
New
it.
Jersey
Well,
drones. There's
Yeah, for
I
sure.
was
News.
yeah. What would you like to talk about?
I personally was curious about your Beyonce predictions. I don't know what it is that, what was it?
Oh, you decided to like pick the one thing I just made up out of thin air and then
Exactly. Yeah. Because you know
sounded
how,
sounded like I had a lot of material on, but didn't really have a lot of thoughts on that, didn't have a lot to back it up. That's the one topic you decided.
I just like to keep you on your toes, Christopher. What can I say?
Okay. Well, okay. Well, I mean, it's a good starter.
Have you
No,
seen
I mean,
her?
maybe
Did you
I'll
see
put a
her?
little bit. Oh, was
Not
she like
lately.
she like
Yeah,
driving a Subaru now?
they went to the not
They are
yet.
made with love, bro.
Is
So
doing a
let's.
Subaru commercial?
Not yet.
She made a
Oh,
Subaru jingle.
According to your prediction, though, by 2025, she will be in a Subaru.
the end of 2025. Don't
That's
I'm not talking about January 1st. No, I
yeah,
think that
no.
she's gonna have a lifestyle change.
Yeah.
Something to, I was joking that she will become a lesbian by the end of 2025 and have a female partner
Well,
just
she maybe
because.
she is a beard if you think about all the things that's going on with
Bro, she's a total beard. Yeah. Oh.
Well, I'm just saying she's going through a rough time. She's going through a rough time. So there may be
He
some personal
dragged her to the
she may
Mufasa
have some.
premiere. They went to the premiere of Mufasa. They brought their child.
Well, I mean, it's like, the thing is that they're an industry. Like they're worth like $3 billion. And when you're worth that, you're paid a lot to show up places. And when you don't show up those places, people are like,
what the fuck, bro? We had an
Yeah.
arrangement.
they're like, not only do we want our $500,000 back for this one, but
Yeah.
now we're not really gonna
Horrible.
pay you that much for the next time. And y'all are
Yeah.
getting real dodgy.
Hmm.
But yeah, I mean, it's terrible. Yeah, she's going through some trauma. That's
Yeah,
gotta
she's having
suck.
a hard time. Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
good
Lots
to
of
feel
videos
you're
resurfacing of her sister beating up Jay in the elevator. There's video of Jay
trying
like
to do
pushing
a
some girl in
country
the
album.
face. Ugh, it's
Trying to
the
do a
worst
country album.
part.
Country House.
Now, is she supposed to sing at the Super Bowl? Because is
No,
that
no, no.
okay? Okay,
So
good.
No, that's
So I
something
was like, I'm not.
completely
Are you
different.
she
kidding me?
is the headline. She's the halftime show for the Ravens Texans um, Christmas Day football game on Netflix. So Netflix is doing the
Oh,
Oh,
Christmas Day NFL game, Ravens at Texans in Houston. I guess that's her
so
hometown.
are you gonna be turning that off during that time, or are you gonna?
I'm not
yeah.
sure. I'm kind of curious because I mean, I think, yeah, maybe the NFL is probably thinking, wow, this is a really bad idea to get into bed with like a long-term contract with Jay-Z
Hmm.
Yeah,
to produce all of our halftime shows. Like,
yeah,
this probably wasn't the best idea, but at the same time, there could be record numbers of people tuning into this event to see if it's great or to see if it sucks.
yeah.
And for huge groups of people that are equally interested for like totally opposite reasons. And also to see if like people boo or if
Well, just be
like
careful.
this is
I'm
Jay-Z
just
going to
putting it
be
out
in
there.
the
I know nobody
building?
wants to hear this, but just be
Yeah.
careful because that one in particular, some of her stuff is
Well,
like
that's
music can be
yeah.
spells can be cast. Look, I'm just gonna say that. And
Well,
so
also I
just
was wondering, like, is the NFL going to let her say bitch
I
on
mean, I know
Netflix? Is
that's
the
Hey,
the
bro,
NFL
least
going to
of the
be like,
it's
hey, it's
problems.
Netflix, so we're going to let her say don't be a because that's the line from
Of
that
course, I
song.
mean they did that.
Like,
Netflix had
are they going to bleep it
the
out?
Tom
Like, there's
Brady
just a lot of
roast.
things to be curious. Like, whether you think, I'm also kind of, there's lots of things I'm like, of course, about, but it's like, it's going to draw a lot of attention. But, the
Yeah,
marketing people aren't, it's not always about that. Because if it's a
hmm
lot of negative attention, it might be like, not, it
yeah,
might backfire. Yeah. So
yeah.
I got to think like the next one's going to be like, like some like food networks, like Food
Well, I
Network
hope
star.
over the next couple weeks that the internet goes crazy and maybe they find someone else to play that.
The NFL is going to start partnering up with like the DIY channel and like
Nice.
super bland like carpenters
Yeah,
to do their promos. Be like, we know this guy's
exactly.
not like not having this guy wasn't at the Diddy party or You know,
Yeah.
this guy was working
Yeah.
in
Imagine some
trades.
fucking news comes out later on down the line that Bob Vila
Yeah.
ended up at one of these
Yeah, they have
parties.
to be like, we got to find the safest
The
mofos.
guy with
Like,
the afro that painted, Bob Ross, we were
Yeah.
watching it a couple months ago, and Bob Ross had full coke nail. Like he had a full coke nail.
yeah, he's pretty old.
His,
He lived through the 70s. He's probably got
yeah,
demons in his. He's got demons. But
yeah,
I was
Bob
thinking,
Ross
like,
has
at
some
some point,
stories.
at some point, I was like, they're gonna have to start because there are no perfect humans. They're gonna have to start like growing humans that can do ads. But then I like, oh, it's Truman Show.
Mm,
Yep.
yeah.
Truman Show.
Or remember all of the orphans? Like we used to have orphanages. Like there was a lot of orphans. And like at the World's Fair, they had like these they didn't call
Orphan
them test tube
display?
babies.
Oh.
No, the incubator babies. Like they were growing babies. Just saying. Just saying.
Well, maybe they were displaying babies that didn't have
Growing, I
owners,
don't know,
you
like,
know?
are you growing
Where'd they
babies?
come
Like,
from? Where do they come from? Where do the babies
Street
come
rats.
from?
There were street rats. They,
Okay, stolen babies. Okay, I got
or
it.
unfortunate
Or do donated
circumstances.
babies.
Or it could be
oh,
that,
like
yeah.
Maybe.
preemies.
Right, they had
I gotta
incubators, but
think.
whose babies were those?
Or maybe they were from the
I
same
think
traveling
that
circus.
don't rule out like that in those times where we might think about like, well, people that lived in like Arkansas and like were living the simple life, but at those times people were also living in the cities at like the maybe like the worst parts of the Industrial Revolution, where those like the cities were like teeming with people and producing a ton of unwanted babies
Hmm.
in really poor health conditions.
Hmm.
So like there were a lot of people not doing well in cities, and like a lot of it, I mean, just I mean, look at
Blues
now,
and
like
stuff, and
nowadays, like you can go to American cities nowadays where it's just like a third world country, and it's
yeah,
2024.
that's true.
We have it's 2024. We have every, item of modernity to like surveil, fix these things, but they're still like, I don't know, horrible places. Or I guess maybe like if they were like homeless encampments, but there was an abortion.
Right. Okay, you're
You
right.
just had
I
like
guess
homeless
a
women
lot of
and
orphans. Yeah,
just
I
like
guess that could create a lot of orphans because
I
people have
gotta
always been
because
fucking, back
this
to Manny's point.
well, cities are kind of orphan factories now in a
Hmm.
way, aren't they? Because but it's like they're getting taken care of by grandparents or maybe
Or the
Yeah,
aunts and
state.
uncles. But like back then they were orphan factories to the extreme.
Hmm.
yeah. So they had to have
You know.
orphanages. Yeah, well, there you
Or
go.
even
Problem
like or
solved.
even like healthy people back then, like there'd
Give
be a
up their
woman.
babies.
Well, no, there'd be a woman that's pregnant, but her back hurts. So they'd be like, well, here's a bottle of laudanum. Or here, rub some mercury on your belly. Like while they're pregnant. You know what I mean? Like, what does it do? I don't know. It looks pretty cool though. Looks pretty cool. So it's like there could have been like preemies that are being born just like, you know, doctors
Yeah.
had no clue what they were doing still.
Have some
But
cocaine.
yeah,
Heroin
it's
will
like, yeah.
definitely make this feel better.
Hmm.
Opium, have more.
Yeah. That,
Yeah.
yeah. There had to be a lot of like, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know a lot, but like just a just a decent
At
supply.
least enough for a World's Fair. I mean,
Yeah.
for sure. Trump says he's bringing that. He's going to have a World's Fair.
I love
Trump,
First
that.
the Trump
invention of
World's
it.
Fair.
I
I
I
would love
missed
it.
that.
Man.
Yeah, he briefly talked about that.
Yeah.
Where
Um,
would it be held? New York, I imagine.
Oh, that'd be
I think
good.
he said all over the country. What he would talk, he
Mm.
talked about it for like a minute or two, and I'm like, this is like fresh off of me, doing a ton of research, like 20 to 30
Yeah.
minutes on World's Fairs, just
Right.
spending minutes and minutes of
I
time
think about it
Right.
all the
studying
time. It's my
World's
Roman
Fairs.
Empire. I just, that's
But
crazy
yeah,
to
but
me.
like just the idea that it was like it could be held in like whatever, like there's a city in Central America that
Yeah.
had the World's Fair because at that point they were doing just as well as Baltimore
Right.
Sure.
or Paris. You know what I mean? It was like whatever it was, like Columbia City or like Panama City. I don't know, whatever. Um, so yeah, he was saying something about that. He talked about it one time only that I heard, but he was talking about like just this great celebration, and every state would like kind of have its own thing, and they would welcome like people from all over the world to come and visit, and every state would have its own thing going on where if you're in Nebraska, you just be like, come everybody,
Corn.
come on over from Japan or wherever the hell you are
Yeah.
and check out how awesome we are at making corn. And
In
that's what
all its
Trump like
glory.
that's what Trump does like in like a real world setting, like when he's like with people, he's always like trying to brag on them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And be like, yeah, hey, over here, this guy, like, did you know this guy owns 17 country clubs,
Yeah.
and one of them was top 10 in Golf Magazine, and like
Yeah.
it's not
Because
even
people
him, but
always
he's like
remember how you
bragging
make them
for that
feel.
guy. Yeah. Yeah.
People
It's
always
like
remember how you make them feel.
at the
Yeah,
same time,
he's
it's
good
like
at it.
but he's like so good at it because it's like he's also bragging on himself because he's just like, that's my friend too. Like
All
he's talking
surrounded.
about how awesome this guy is that's a member at his club.
Right.
Yeah.
But man, he's got that down. But
Yeah.
yeah, that's
He
what
really
they were talking
does.
about a world fair that sounded like that. That sounded to me like that's pretty awesome, and everybody could be down with that.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Even
You know,
it would make like in within state travel too, to go see what's
true.
being cool put
Yeah.
on in Michigan or
It's just the
yeah.
principle of it. And if it's even if it's like, hey, do you want to print money to spend to like give Ukraine missiles?
Yeah.
Or do you want to print money to have like a fucking awesome USA party?
We sent more to Ukraine today,
There'll be
actually. So
so
that's
much
cool.
Miley Cyrus playing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Miley Cyrus is going to get rich off this event.
Oh, Miley. We love her.
I
I
mean,
can't
she's
help
doing fine already.
but think that you're
Yeah.
working on with her camp in order to drive more sales in her
I mean, she's got to like Lee Greenwood's got to
favor.
tap out. Lee Greenwood's got to be exhausted at this point. You know what I mean? If you're Lee Greenwood, you're just like, you mean Trump can't run again? Thank God. I'm so tired. I'm so tired of singing this song. So tired.
Somebody said when they sang it at the when he was ringing the bell. Do you think that was the live version? It's like probably.
I want to do a movie. That'd be a great skit
Hmm.
to where Lee Greenwood is actually the angriest man in America because he's so fucking tired. He's like, he's like, because he signed a contract where he had to sing it live.
Uh-huh.
And it's like he loses his voice. He can't talk to his grandkids. Like he can't interact with his family. Like it's destroying his
Yeah.
life. He's destroying his life because it's like he's nonstop flying all over the country world
Traveling,
to sing this
singing
song.
this song a lot.
He's got like 8 million miles on
Yeah.
American Airlines.
Travel miles. Oh, that's funny.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a Lee
He has to
Greenwood,
tell
man.
the
The
tale.
guy's a trooper. And it's like,
I
okay,
can't.
now I'm gonna hate on Lee Greenwood for a minute. Like,
Sure, why not?
my
Why
man,
wouldn't you?
it's been it's been 23 years, bro. Like I mean, that was 9/11, like 2001. So it's like it's been a long time. Like you've had a lot of time to come up with another anthem, you know?
Yeah. Sure. Sure,
Like
sure.
not you've had a
Sure.
long
Yeah.
time to knock our socks off with a new one. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? USA, A.
Yeah.
USA. There's so many you can rhyme so many things with A, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
It's not
For
even that
sure.
hard to.
You
But
would think
I mean,
that,
that's not fair to ask that much of him. I mean, that's the thing. That's another thing. He's so angry because he doesn't have time
yeah,
to
to
write a
even
new
sit in the studio
song
and write any
because
song. Yeah.
every time he sits down with another thought, he's forced
Yeah.
to sing "God
Live.
Bless the USA" live.
Yeah.
Well, maybe that's the thing. Maybe he's sitting pretty off of everything that he's earned so far. He
Well,
doesn't need
for
to write another song.
no, he's angry as hell, man. Don't even try. Don't even
All
try.
right.
He's
All
so
right.
angry.
Okay.
And now, 'cause remember, like Pat Benatar. Pat Benatar, I believe. I remember here reading a story or reading something about her where she left. She would not let herself listen to music for years.
Years? Wow.
Years,
Wow.
years. I'm not
I
sure.
can't.
Maybe it was a long time. Maybe not years, but it was a long time
Right.
because she wanted to create an original song.
Hmm.
So Lee Greenwood, in a sense, has been robbed of that by his patriotism because he can't get that song out of his head to create a new
Yeah.
song.
Yeah.
Mm.
Hmm.
Well, I mean, if it was inspired by 9/11, thankfully there hasn't been anything. Well, I mean, the insurrection. He had, I guess,
We've
4
had a
years
lot
to
of
write a
bad.
song.
We have had a lot of. We've had some stuff happen. Well, then again, it's
Yeah.
like, well, maybe write. I don't know, write a song about making like how good we're doing.
Uh-huh.
Like maybe
Maybe
like,
it's coming. Maybe it's in the pipes.
Yeah, it's in the pipeline.
oh yeah, oh okay,
Yeah.
but that's risky
Hey,
because what if it sucks? What if it's
well,
like a dud? It's like
well, he'll
just
he'll have to release it after Trump. Maybe Trump is like, you know what? I own you until after I'm done. Then you
because
can write
Trump's
whatever
fickle. Because Trump's fickle too.
bullshit
Like
song you want to write.
he comes out with like a new MAGA theme song and it's not good. Trump be like, all right, buddy,
Uh-huh.
I
you're out.
love that he came out with a cologne. He came out with a cologne and posted it with the Jill Biden picture looking at her, her looking
Hmm.
at him lovingly.
The cologne. I thought you said clone.
Yeah, me too. I was just like,
Cologne.
wait, what's this new fucking
I was like Lee Greenwood or
theory
Donald
that
Trump. Lee Greenwood as a clone. Like is he really who we need to clone?
No, Donald Trump has a
Cologne. Oh, I
cologne.
love it. I love that. And
And
he
he
used
used
Joe
the
Biden.
picture of Jill Biden looking at him.
Legendary.
Yeah,
Legendary.
so
who's
good.
making the cologne for him? Has it been
He
outsourced to like?
is. Oh, I
Oh,
don't know.
okay,
I don't know.
Doesn't even matter. Like,
right.
No, it'll get sold. They'll sell it. People will buy it. Yeah.
what do you think the percentage of people that buy the Trump cologne that wear it? I think I hope low percentage. Like most people would just be
Hmm.
like, I just bought it because it's like
What if it smells great? What if it smells like power?
well, we have the female perspective. Like,
All right, I had to follow that up with Quana. What does
Man and I
power?
are just like,
Hold on,
yeah, I
hold
would
on.
never open that shit.
What does power smell like to Quana? I'm curious.
I love a straw. Like I used to. Now I'm like, don't put anything on. Like I can't stand cologne. It makes me sick. But I used to love a good, good like Carolina
It
Herrera
smells like how
or
I feel when I see
some
Donald
Chanel Blue.
Okay.
Like I bet he's got a good smell. I bet he smells good. He looks like he smells good.
Remember the time? What do you need? Your iPad?
Maybe Jane can
Oh.
house and habit for us.
Well, yeah, possibly.
Yeah, she's
I
got
mean,
an
I know
insight.
that that's
Can at least, I mean, that should be a question that
Yep.
people are asking, especially if he's making a cologne.
hmm
What does he
I was gonna
smell
say,
like?
do you get this made me think about something. Do you remember this era where when you go to like a CVS or Walgreens checkout, there was like stacks of the fake cologne?
Yeah.
Oh
Okay,
yeah.
thanks for the quick answer.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Okay. Just making
Yeah.
sure it wasn't just in my neighborhoods at the time, wherever I
Yeah. I
was.
mean, I think it
So
is.
it
I
would be like Bakar Jawar
Oh my
compares
gosh, no.
to Drakkar Noir.
hmm
Yeah.
That was all the rage, late 80s.
Oh
Had
my
to have
God.
that
I
black
remember
bottle.
all that stuff mostly because I never wore it. I just was just like I
The
don't know.
worst.
I never understood cologne in the first place, so it's just like I don't understand why people want to buy this stuff, what have you.
It'd be like pony, like compared to polo.
My first husband,
But
when we got
some people bought
divorced,
it. Some people must have bought that stuff, right?
Yeah.
we he had to give me a car and he dumped a whole bottle of his cologne in the car.
Ugh,
Ugh,
that smells terrible.
so petty. And it was Jakar. It was horrible. Ugh, still to this day.
Just overpowering you
Oh my
inside.
God, horrible.
It's like,
Maybe
could
it
I
was
burn
more
this
like
instead?
maybe it was more like the actual cologne companies because their markup was so high. Like if they
Yeah,
made shitty ass like fake ones,
for
even if
sure.
even if no one bought it, it made it seem like that,
Yeah.
that that $27 bottle of Dracar, I can't even say it anymore. Dracar Noir.
Hmm.
Like seems like, really, really special thing, special gift.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Yeah.
Sorry to,
No, it's
No.
okay. I mean, you gotta add some variety every now and then. Jacquard Noir.
Dracar Noir. Polo in the green bottle was huge
Hmm.
Poison for
in high
ladies.
school. Oh
Poison.
yeah, I am not
Poison.
English leather predated that.
Sure.
There
Yeah. There was one that was gray, like something gray, right? Or blue, blue something.
was like a blue polo one at some point, but I don't.
Yeah. I do like
I mean,
Chanel blue. That's my favorite
but
currently.
you
I
get
like
one
that.
as a boy, and you get one, and that would last you a long time.
Yeah. I bought my son a really nice cologne last year because I was like, I cannot get into this car and smell whatever this whatever this is. Whatever this
Yeah.
spray that you think smells like power, it's not working. So here is
You gotta stop,
a
please.
nice
This
you
does not
safe
smell
in the
like
wrong.
power. Does not smell like power. So, all right. So what's been going? So the distractions. So distractions, like
Well, do you
you
want to
got
talk about the drone distraction or the Italian distraction?
the
Oh my
yeah.
God.
That was Rocky's first nickname.
Yeah, they didn't stick
Yeah.
as well.
Man, I don't even know. Like the assassin stuff is wild. Just a wild, like the drones is like they're obviously effing with a small section of New Jersey people to,
Right.
Yeah.
see what they can do. But yeah, the CEO assassin kid is like more of a like a
The giant tell
Rorschach
of
test
who
for the
our
whole
people
country.
are.
Yeah, like what do you see here in this ink on the page? Like, do you see a hero? Do you see a coward commie POS? I'm more in the latter there, but yeah, it's I kind of, obviously I instantly have my not instantly, but like, fairly quickly have my own personal like belief in what's right, wrong here, you know,
I didn't
and
send it
but
to you
yeah, but
guys
I
this
kind of
morning,
back
but there
out.
was like a love song written to him. They used like some other song, but they like changed all to the words.
Yeah, yeah.
Luigi, Luigi, like basically I love you, Luigi was every
Yeah, so
other lyric, like a
I know
full
what I
song.
think. I know what I think about it, but then I just kind of back out to like witness like this fascinating response of
What
everyone
the
to this
fuck?
thing. Like,
Hmm.
wow.
We are
Like
fucked.
we just had an election. We just had an election for president, and
Yeah.
supposedly some of the issues were like gun control, like I don't know, yeah, like law and order was a big thing, and like how Donald Trump was a felon, and like yeah, you can't vote, like all this stuff, and he's got all these cases against him to like now the same people that were very out upset about Donald Trump's 91 cases are just like, yeah, you're allowed to kill people you don't like.
Yeah, yeah. Oh,
Like that's an
they have
amazing
wanted
transformation.
signs up
Second
with
Amendment,
other
yeah.
CEOs' faces on them.
Yeah.
Like it's no big deal. CEOs are removing their faces from their
Yeah.
profiles. Like that's crazy.
I guess it's a lash out of sorts, maybe, but well, there's a lot of layers to it. But yeah, the Second Amendment, like all of a sudden, like no one has a problem with
Yeah.
3D printed guns.
Yeah.
The fact that
Ghost guns.
this guy had a kind of a cool looking gun with a silencer, it was just like,
Can
oh,
I
that kind of, yeah, I like it when I get those in the video games. And
Hmm.
he
can I
had,
ask you a
yeah.
question about the gun? Didn't early on they say that the gun was like some sort of veterinary gun that they put animals down with?
Mm,
I didn't hear that. I'm not
I didn't
sure.
Okay.
hear that.
Okay.
I didn't hear that, but I could believe that someone would have said that early on because it looks like a dart gun that you'd see in the
Can I
movies.
ask you another question? They called it a ghost
No,
gun. Okay.
They called it a ghost gun. Okay.
But I heard somebody say that the definition of a ghost gun is any gun without a serial number. And can't you like scrub off a serial number of any gun? Is that would that be considered a ghost gun too? Because they
You
are just calling it a
can,
ghost gun,
but
right?
you'd be
They're not calling it a 3D printed gun.
yeah. I guess I don't. I wouldn't.
Okay.
There's
Yeah,
probably
you're probably
someone that
coming off.
knows the exact
Okay.
definition, but I think a ghost gun would probably cover like a gun that had its serial number scratched off. But I think
Right.
nowadays, um, they're like you can try to file a serial number down to where you wouldn't be able to see it with the naked eye or a mic or like a microscope, but they can do some kind of chemical they can look at it and actually determine
Okay.
they can make
Okay.
something out of it just because the pressure in the steel or whatever
Okay.
Hmm.
Right.
when it's
All right.
engraved maybe.
Good to
So
know.
you better get to work.
Okay.
So and then at that point it's like if you're someone that is, you know, planning something to where you need to get to work that bad on a gun to
Yeah.
it's like
Horrible.
you
Yeah.
probably could just get a 3D printer and
Yeah. Make your own.
print a gun, but yeah, or
That's
unregistered gun
crazy.
because even
That's
a
really
gun that has
crazy.
its serial number, that gun is registered to somebody, but it's got its serial number, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Ah,
yeah, it's an amazing
sorry.
yeah, indicator, tell, Rorschach test on society.
Yeah.
So many people, I guess, yeah, I mean, are just obviously just controlled by their feelings. And it's like, I get it. Like, I felt the same thing. That's like, it's like, aha, you're the CEO of an insurance company and your company, some people are really mad at you. Aha, I see
Sure.
that it's like,
Yeah.
ironic, whatever. But it's like, you know,
He has a family,
can't
I'm
really kill
sure, right?
people.
Like,
Can't really kill people.
yeah.
Like you better like I really would have needed him to be more directly involved. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? If like a video or like yeah, if there's a video that comes out of the CEO, right? And probably didn't happen, but if there's a video of the CEO that comes out where he decided to get personally involved in the case of a crippled child or something, like
What the
right.
you know what I mean?
Right.
Like
To
and he was
deny a
like
fuck, little
claim.
he was like,
Billy?
no. He's like,
Yeah.
you're gonna prove that wheelchair. I'm gonna personally step in as CEO and override that decision. Like, okay, now
God.
assassin with the six pack abs is like,
Yeah.
Main focal point.
he's got some different like oh now I'm in the school right. Oh, he's got a nice smile. He's got a
I
nice
just think
smile,
it's
that young boy.
crazy how much
But
we
it's like
know
it's
about this kid and like that he had like there's like 40 people in his family and no one recognized him. Like, it's weird.
I read an article today about the mom because I think I you know I'll believe this story because it sounds very well believable.
Okay.
The mom reported him missing almost a month ago
Yeah.
in San Francisco, and they're like, "Why San Francisco?" Because that's like the last place she knew that where he might be, and he was living in Hawaii or whatever. So the mom was like, you know, I guess by all accounts, like sending out emails to like everybody he knew saying,
Oh,
"Have you heard from him?" Like that kind of shit. Like, so the mom, you can imagine that, right? Like, I'm
he
as
was
a
missing.
dad, and I
Yeah.
can't, and I calling my one of my daughters like a couple months ago, and she's not answering from down the street. I get a little worried for a split second,
See, that's even more
but it's
suspicious
like,
to
but
me.
this is no, but this is like, say so the article was it wasn't talking to her, but it was talking to friends of hers who were kind of saying like, yeah, she's been trying like contacting everybody he knows, trying
Isn't
to
that kind of
figure out.
suspicious if he's missing? Like, no? Or
Well, I mean, if I mean you, I mean, I don't know if your son was like out of touch for a few weeks, would you think that he's going on like a murderous killing spree? I don't think so. You'd be more worried that he's in a ditch, right? Like that's not
yeah.
that's not
Yeah,
where your head would
super
go.
worried.
So So that's kind of what this person was saying in the article, and it sounded like a real person that knew them,
Yeah.
that was aware of the emails, was aware that there was something going on, even like the last whole year, there was something going
Right.
on, you know. Um,
Interesting.
and this person was saying, well, geez, I can only imagine if this was my kid, you know, no, I will out there. Like there's some, like
Mhm.
this person was kind of saying extemporaneously, like, I'd be finding reasons why that's not my son. You know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
you'd be
Yeah. Oh,
thinking
yeah, yeah.
like, yeah, it looks like him, but my son is just really mad about, he's really mad about greenhouse gases.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like my son's never talked about insurance before.
But they're also Italian. I mean, Italians are pretty notorious for
Yeah,
being tight-lipped.
that's true. Yeah, that's true.
Not a bunch
I
of
mean,
rats.
and even if she did know, even if she did think it
Yeah,
was him, like you're under no obligation. Like
of course. Yeah.
I'm
You'd
thinking
probably
as
be
a,
still trying to find him. Like,
well, as a parent, I mean, if I'm really honest about it, like if I really think about it, like, and I see that picture and I'm like, maybe that is my son.
yeah,
As a parent, I would be thinking like, this is insane. My son, again, he was like real into this and that, not this.
right.
I would be like calling the authorities saying, that could be my son, but please let me tell you, like he's never harmed a fly,
Mhm.
Right.
and he's not like a jihadist, and he's not like a, you
Right.
know, and he's not into like, he hasn't been like bringing him a lot of like pipes and electronic
And
wiring and timers and stuff lately. Like
A
don't,
soldering kit.
yeah,
yeah,
like I would be like trying to say like if you do find him somewhere, like don't feel the need to like go
yeah,
in full force. That's my son, you know, like
yeah.
I don't know. It's a I don't
The
know.
conspiracy people say that like
There's someone
that
in the chat saying that that it's another rabbit hole. So shout out to the chat for staying active.
for sure, but I that they say that like maybe like a three-letter agency or somebody when they talk about like the Donald Trump kid, like that
Hmm.
maybe there was somebody that like attached themselves to him, maybe like online, like they get real
Mhm.
close to these people and then they kind of take over their life and maybe you're
It
not
definitely falls
talking
into
to your
the,
family so much and you
Yeah,
would go missing for a month or two or a year or you
if you were
know
in one of those agencies, yeah, that he would fit all the, you know,
the
like
requirements,
because
yeah,
the prerequisites, or
maybe
whatever.
like Megan Kelly was saying like that, you know, maybe that this is the age where schizophrenia starts to kick in.
Hmm.
sure,
So like
million
he
percent,
checks all the boxes for, you could get this guy to do something stupid. But then again, it's like,
yeah.
other than the distraction, which is kind of how we started talking about this, like
Yeah, what would be the
they
point?
replaced, I'm if they haven't yet, they're going to replace that CEO with a pretty
Yeah,
much a clone of himself, like a clone of the
within the
guy.
week or two, for sure.
Like,
His
yeah, there's
job will
going to
be
be someone that goes into that job that is pretty much the same person. No offense, like,
yes,
Hmm.
and
1,000,000%.
doesn't have any kind of insider training investigate. So actually, it's going to like save some money for United Healthcare and one like legal
Right.
fees because now they don't need to pay for his defense because he's being investigated for stuff.
Hmm.
Yep.
Um, but like, what did he really accomplish here other than a distraction? But maybe the distraction was it.
Yeah.
But he certainly, yeah, like checks all the boxes for a candidate for that kind of thing. And it's a great story too.
Wild.
Like
Yeah.
it's and it's like you said, well, why do we know like that? That's the thing going around the meme is like, how come we know so much more about this guy than we did about that Thomas Crooks guy? Well, I mean, that Crooks guy was kind of a weirdo introvert, had some problems.
Hmm.
Yeah.
He didn't go to like an Ivy League and like have a lot of, he wasn't the class valedictorian where like he was friends with everybody. So it's like naturally there's going to be a lot more information about him.
Right.
Um, and then if, I don't know.
I mean, the Kirks guy had his house scrubbed too, and like there was some other stuff. They cremated
Yeah.
his body and then tested for drugs to see if he was on like Ritalin or,
Crazy. I didn't
I'm
anything
just
know
like
saying,
that.
like, if you're again, if you're in that agency, you're just like, what does it even
Yeah.
matter if you know more about like the guy
Yeah.
that guy was kind of a loner loser, so
Hmm.
Yeah.
you can say yeah his house was scrubbed, but it's like scrubbed to what? Like
I don't
like
know.
the
Got the
one
full
like
treatment.
I
like his
don't know.
Playboy collection. I mean, other you know what I mean. Like
Took
as
no
far as like
silverware. There was no silverware. It was scrubbed to the point where there was no silverware in the
yeah.
house. Yeah.
The fuck are they
Um,
gonna get from some silverware? I don't
I
know. I
don't
think it's a bit
know.
extreme.
I don't know. I
well,
don't
I guess
know.
my point is if you're like if you're in that agency and that's your job to do these things, it's like why would you do them all the same?
Hmm.
So it's like sometimes I'm going to show you the manifesto, sometimes I'm going to hide it. Like,
Yeah.
what do you
Hoteps
think?
today said that when you hear the manifesto, it's kind of like I too check out. Like it's like, okay, this feels. I mean, how many people write manifestos, honestly? Like it seems like a
His
lot.
manifesto read more like notes. His manifesto
Okay,
seemed,
good.
yeah, I mean, my
Like journal
manifesto is going to be at
entries.
least 50 pages.
Okay, good.
50 pages minimum,
If you're
Too
huh?
not at 50
long, didn't
pages,
read. I won't feel guilty.
that's the whole point of the manifesto is like no one's ever going to read it except for like one sorry like FBI intern, like
Sure. Forced to read it,
but like
unpaid.
yeah, it's not a manifesto that's like 50 pages long.
Okay.
And you got to
Um,
ramble, like you got to like talk in
yeah.
circles at some point. You
Yeah.
can't be clear. Two and a half
No.
pages of like kind of just notes. Like that's
Yeah.
not a
Okay.
manifesto. That I think that was more like it read more like he was trying to keep straight in his head why he was doing this,
Okay.
like to himself kind of thing, not like a
Relatable. I got
yeah.
that.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, that's kind of why I came like I was like, oh, this is kind of like a relatable thing where you're just like writing down like
Yeah.
yeah, what you think about something and it doesn't it's just like free form thoughts.
I just am more and more, I just don't care. Like I wake up and there's a new something and I'm just like, okay, okay. I just I find myself laughing. Like the drones, the 9 foot drones, I'm like, what? I don't care. If they come and get me,
Yeah.
great. I'm ready. Like the time is
Yeah, I kind of
now.
keep it I mean, I just try to look at the funny, the absurdity of it all. Obviously, it helps to have friends to talk about it with, to joke about stuff with, but yeah, the absurdity of it all. Um,
So
I mean,
crazy.
it's also like, we're so lucky
Yeah,
to be observing it from where we are. It's like,
for sure. For sure. We could be in New Jersey.
well, I was at, yeah, not so funny if you're in New Jersey right now. Definitely not funny if you're in Syria. I'm
Hmm.
just
Yeah.
like,
Would you
it's
still
like,
be going to work, letting your kids walk to school if there were drones flying over your house every night? Would you be like concerned, or you'd be like, oh, the government says it's fine, that we're probably fine? Or if you lived in New Jersey, how would you feel? Would you feel safe to let your kids
I
motor
don't,
about as normal?
well, if I don't know, but I'll say this. Supposedly they're all this stuff is happening, and I do believe parents are sending their kids to school and like life is going on. So it's like
Right.
I was like Tim Cast tonight, his opinion is it's all just a bunch of bull. Like there's really
Yeah.
literally nothing going on. Like just it's some drones, but then a whole lot of well, there's just a ton of beep blinking lights in the sky because there's a ton of aircraft
Hmm.
going
But
on. It's New
have we got
Jersey.
to the point where no one cares anymore about
Nah,
anything? Like,
yeah, see,
have we gotten there?
I'm not
Are we there?
there. I'm
Okay.
not that dismissive of it personally, but you have to kind of look at like it must not be that bad if everybody's still going to school. Now,
Right.
if you tell me that like the schools are empty and you have a weird scene like in the movies, like in World of Worlds or something in the movies where like they're hiding out in a school because it's empty. Well, okay, well, then that tells
Yeah.
me that, and also like, I'm kind of go back to COVID. Like you walk outside and people are not just dropping dead everywhere. It's like
Yeah.
there's not ambulances flying through your neighborhood every 30 seconds with with body bags.
Yeah.
So it's like you're like, okay, so this is not. I don't know. At some point, like the life is going on there, so it must not be that bad.
Right, right.
maybe it's concentrated in some areas.
Yeah,
Maybe it maybe if I was doing this to those people and I was doing it as an experiment, I would be experimenting on how many people do I need to do this to? Like how many Karens in North Jersey do I need to like hover 10 drones over their house?
right,
Because if you do
right,
one, no one cares. Two
right.
Karens from North Jersey with
Sure.
drones, no one cares. They still look a little crazy.
Yeah.
What's the number? Like, is it three? Is it 25? Because at
I
some
don't
point you do
know.
get to a number to where like, whoa, there's enough Karens.
Last night they
There's
said they were
enough of them.
shooting,
Yeah.
that the drones were shooting. So I mean, maybe it's going to escalate to a point where people are asking way more questions. Maybe the
Well, some
city
of them
hall
are,
meetings are going to be a little bit more lit up,
there've been,
literally.
it looks like there were reports, like credible reports. Hello.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
See, even the
You got a
dogs know
doggo.
that we're talking about sensitive material. They're reacting.
There's
Anyway.
credible reports that some of the drones have fallen, like,
Mm.
and they're just commercial. They're just regular drones.
Oh, okay.
I would say a consumer, like retail.
Right.
They're not,
Those
they're not
Timu
like,
drones that people cheap out on.
yeah, they're not anything special.
Hmm.
Um,
Somebody at the happy hour mentioned that maybe like people are like flying their own drones. Like it would be a good time to like never been a better time to fly your own drone in New Jersey, maybe also, right?
Yeah.
Happening.
Be
I
like,
don't
fuck it.
know.
I mean, might as well get in on all the shenanigans.
I don't know why they're not shooting them down. I mean, do you think if it was happening in Texas that they would be shooting them down? Feels like it, right?
I
I
think
gotta tell
there's
you,
laws against firing a weapon
Oh,
into the air.
okay. What do I know?
But this is Texas,
I'm gonna take a
so
quick break, and then I'm gonna
I'm not
make
putting.
a connection to like that story about that missing lady.
Oh shit. Okay.
I'll be right
Okay.
back.
Okay.
It's gonna be
And
quite
the
the
drones.
explanation. Yeah, dude. This is gonna
Okay,
be
I
quite
can't
the
wait.
connection that he has to step away and kind of build himself, hype himself up for it.
Yeah, I like that. I like that.
Oh man.
That's another one that I just haven't really been even paying any attention to because it's like, okay, like, all right, another thing. Like it's just one thing after another every single day. Oh, puppy's all excited. Sorry.
What set him off?
Bill came into the back and it scared him. I guess that's what he sounds like when he's scared. Puppy fear. Who knew? Give me that.
Puppy
That's not yours.
puppy fear is real. Ugh.
Yeah, no kidding. No kidding. And he's screaming. Oh my gosh. Yeah. So I don't know. I I feel like the drones are,
Or what?
I mean, there's nothing you can do about it. If the government says that there's nothing to see here, I mean, you have to believe, or I have to think in my heart, it feels like they must know. Like there's no way if they didn't
They're
know.
the ones operating the drones remotely.
Maybe, but then you think about that. Remember the balloon that flew over our country for like, what was it, 2 weeks or something like that? Remember?
Yeah, yeah, that was over what, Montana or Idaho or where was it? I don't know.
Yeah, like it flew over a couple states
Yeah.
and no one did anything about that. So, I mean, maybe they just, I don't know, it just seemed like during 9/11, airspace was easily shut down and it was a little bit monitored. I heard a pilot on TikTok
Hmm.
talking to ground about there's something over to the right. They wanted to know if it was a plane.
Hmm.
And they said no, it wasn't. And so, I mean, this is
I
now
mean,
affecting airlines. Airlines are calling the tower to see if, it is in fact another plane, but it's not. It's, drones. It's just weird that no one cares.
maybe because it's so foreign and so new that people are just like, hold on, let me just observe
But
this
it's not.
enough.
I guess it's been I guess the first sighting was November 19th. It's
Hmm.
not new. It's been
Yeah,
happening for
it's been
almost a
going
month.
on. I was seeing stories about it for a couple weeks before we started talking about it. We
Yeah.
probably shared a couple things, but it was like, yeah, this has been going on for weeks,
Mm-hmm.
weeks at
Yeah.
a time. So, okay, but what if like what if it's just like there's a possibility that it's just like a group of people that are just drone enthusiasts.
Uh-huh.
They're in a club, right? They have a club, they probably have a website and a Facebook page, and they're just doing this,
No.
but like no one's but like they're not really doing anything illegal. Um, and it turned into something, and no one ever thought to ask them. Like no one thought, well, I wonder if there's like a drone page for Camden, New Jersey. Like I wonder if there's like a Facebook page for drone enthusiasts of like whatever the hell, the Jersey Shore.
Right.
But
Right.
there is like this group of people that are just like doing this thing. So
That's so
makes me think
funny.
of two things. Like when the second Chinese weather balloon was coming over the United States, and Joe
That's
Biden
such a
said shove it, and sent the
yeah.
F-16s to shoot those that the second Chinese weather balloon down.
Right.
And the
Yeah.
Chinese were just like, no, we didn't have a second balloon. But then there was like this small little like northern Michigan like semi like public private semi like college aviation club
Mm-hmm.
that well their whole thing was they would fly like weather balloons in this area and just kind of see what would happen. And maybe
Okay.
it was public knowledge what they were doing. But what happened was, and basically what they said was our little homegrown science experiment disappeared the day that the F-16 shot that Chinese weather balloon down. So it's like the second balloon was just was just some people doing something that it wasn't illegal. They weren't hiding it, but just no one ever thought that to like cross-reference these things. All right, so
Okay.
this crazy story of this Hawaiian girl who the story went from missing person, beautiful young woman, um, trafficking. She went on an airplane from Hawaii to LA. Was supposed to go to New York, but she didn't get on the New York flight.
Right.
The second leg disappeared. Grainy photos of airport security,
Yeah.
right? That is just like, oh my God, she's being trafficked. Like
Yeah, for sure.
you see a grainy photo of a woman, in an airport. It's like
Exiting the
she's
airport.
definitely
Yeah.
she's definitely being trafficked, right? She got snatched right out of the gate.
Yeah.
The family was doing a GoFundMe. They
How much
raised
did they
forty-seven
raise?
thousand dollars.
Okay. Yeah.
Members of the family and the estranged father, who I guess they didn't really know, they weren't really close, went to Los Angeles to search for her.
Mm-hmm.
Um, he, I guess, like 4 in the morning, he's found. He jumped off a parking building or something, some parking
That's the
structure,
craziest part of
killed
this whole
himself.
Wait,
story.
what?
Yeah, he killed himself.
What the fuck?
Hmm. Now, I don't know a lot about him. Maybe he was distraught because his daughter was missing. They were estranged. That could mean a lot of things. That could mean that they just, they saw each other once a year and that was it, or it could mean they hadn't seen each other in years. Who knows? Or it could mean like they had a huge fight, right? It could mean a bunch of things. But yeah, he killed himself. Um, People were thinking that maybe he found a lead on his missing trafficked daughter and was murdered.
Damn.
Nope.
Nope. No traffickers in sight.
Nope.
Um, so then the authorities are finally the authorities are just like, okay, we found her and she's in Mexico. She's not in trouble.
Across the border.
She's a what did they say? She's voluntarily missing or
Mm-hmm.
something like that. Yeah. They basically like she wanted to it does seem like she just wanted to leave
Yeah.
the country and just like kind of do her own thing.
Mm-hmm.
So then so there's this drama with the family because the family's like, what in the world? We just raised all this money. We're like making posters, like we're,
We had a food drive.
We just got our missing Melanie merch.
doing all kind whatever the Hawaiians do, you know what I mean? When
Uh-huh.
someone gets kidnapped,
Yeah.
and So they're just like, well, they're just like, hold on a second, FBI. What do you mean that they kind of were just like in a state where they're just like, what does this mean? Like, how do you know she went to Mexico? And the FBI is like, look, we can't really tell you anything because she's voluntarily just left, like, so what do you want, like, and she's a free person. Like, it's not our job to start surveilling people.
Hmm.
Right.
Right. Well, they
Just
were
kidding.
surveilling. They were.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a reason they
Stop
weren't
surveilling for
telling.
us, not surveilling for you.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So, all right, just to cut to the chase,
Yes.
green card marriage scam. So,
Double, double green card marriage scam.
double, but not even double, but like double and a half because it wasn't two strangers. It was her and her ex-boyfriend who are American citizens who somehow got hitched up with a couple, like an Argentinian couple who wanted to get green cards. So they were doing a double a green
Partner
card
swap.
marriage scam with a twist. With a twist. And apparently that's part of the problem is that, well, let's get into that later because I want to get back to this, one of my favorite parts about this whole thing. And
Okay.
what I was trying to say about like
Hmm.
the drones could just be some completely ordinary random people that you haven't even thought about in a basement somewhere. Like one guy got an inheritance and had some kick-ass computers
Hmm.
that could
Yeah.
do this stuff. Um, so the best story is that um, so this all came out in the news, and the fact that it was a green card marriage, like they know the names of the people. Now it turns out the FBI is looking at them. Um, the whole time from the first day that this woman was reported missing, what they didn't tell you in the early parts of the story was that she worked at a smoke shop.
Okay.
She worked at a weed shop in Hawaii.
Okay.
All right. Plot
They
thickens.
they presented her as a photojournalist who was going on a journey
A
from
Okay.
LA
spiritual?
to New York, a photo spiritual journey because she's a photojournalist.
Okay.
She just
Okay.
wanted to take pictures of the world, right?
Okay.
No, no, no. She worked at a weed shop in Hawaii and I guess got caught up in a green card marriage scam. But again, okay, now the best part. The whole time from the moment they said that she was missing, all of her coworkers at the weed shop started their own investigation.
Oh no.
Jeez.
I love
Okay.
a web sleuth. I love a web sleuth.
Well, it wasn't really that sleuthy on their part because guess what?
Huh.
Everybody at this weed shop knew exactly what was going on.
Was she
They knew.
bragging to the co?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
What a fucking idiot.
Yes.
Dummy.
And none of them came forward. None of them came forward.
Uh-huh.
Actually, I
Manny.
think I think some of them some of the FBI might have been in touch with them and might have known early on like that something was dodgy because yeah, so all her coworkers and it's awesome because the woman in the story, her name was Desiree.
Hmm.
Desiree from Beavis and Butthead, Lolita and Desiree. Her name's Desiree. So Desiree works at the weed shop as well. And Desiree knows the ex-boyfriend and is very aware that Hannah was the woman's name who was fake disappeared, had gotten $15,000 from this Argentinian couple.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
And then when they got their green card, they were supposed to give her the same amount,
yeah.
another $15,000. So to like this woman who was not about to embark on a spiritual journey of photography, she was working at the weed shop and someone offered her 15K to do a crime.
Yeah.
It's like
And all
fuck
her
it.
employees and all her employees knew all the coworkers knew it. So so as soon as they found out that she was reported missing, like the article showed the text messages where Desiree is texting the missing woman's ex-boyfriend who had gone on like he was with his fake Argentinian wife.
Hmm.
Oh yeah, I mean,
They
well,
completed their
hello.
trip to New York, like because
Yeah,
that was the whole trip was about showing immigration that these are both serious marriages. Look at them; they're spending money to go on like a whirlwind, L.A., New York.
vacation.
There's gonna be so many pictures. Like, oh,
Right.
Yeah,
that was a lot of the drama was that the so part of the green card marriage scam is that the fake missing woman Hannah had to take a lot of lovey-dovey pictures with her fake Argentinian husband. But his real life Argentinian girlfriend was there while they're taking these lovey-dovey pictures, and apparently she wasn't really, it was kind of getting a little too much
no way.
because
This
it's a
is too
love
much.
square.
This story's horrible.
It's a love square.
Oh, no
Yeah.
more
It's a
triangles, huh?
love square.
Full on love square.
It's a
Damn.
love square. But again, the fact that these and not the like be not even derogatory, like the fact like
Oh my
this is where like the
God.
Hollywood movie comes in.
Uh-huh.
The fact that all the stoners at this weed shop in like whatever random town in Hawaii like knew the whole time that
Right.
that their friend or whatever was in a marriage scam, like a double, like as you said, a double and a half marriage scam with her ex-boyfriend and two other people, and there was like a and her family, and I guess like, can
And
you
her
imagine
dad
like
committing suicide. I mean, what
imagine what
the
they were
fuck?
doing? Can you imagine going to work every day at that weed shop? It must have been the best fucking job ever. It must have been the best weed shop job in the world for like 2, 3 weeks. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? If
Do
you
you think
own a
Yeah.
weed,
everybody quit afterwards because of how boring it got after all the drama just died down?
I think the owner's probably just like, what are all these stoners like asking for extra shifts for? And they're all on time. They're all early every day.
It's like, what the am I
Like,
being like, are they running a scam on me? I don't know.
imagine that because they're just like, all the stoners are showing up early. Like, no, I got to get here
Yeah.
early. I got to get,
Yeah.
like turn the TV on. Like, man, they seem very interested
Girl,
in
you're
watching
not
the
gonna
news.
believe this. You're not gonna believe this.
Like, they used to want to watch like Bob Marley documentaries, and now they just want to watch CNN for updates.
It's like, what the
Yeah,
fuck is
that's
going
so funny.
on?
But like the conversations in that place about like, should we tell somebody? And like every day in that weed shop, as the family's GoFundMe is going up and up and up.
Hmm.
40 grand.
Imagine you're in the weed shop. You're in the weed
Yeah,
shop.
high
You're
as
working
hell.
there, and
You
the
can't really
people
call someone.
and customers come in.
Yeah.
Customers come in. They're just like, like, and they overhear conversations of customers being like, "Yeah, I just donated to that GoFundMe."
Yeah,
You know what I mean? And they're
for
just like, "Oh my
Hannah.
God, what do we do? This is stoners have ethics." So they'd
Yeah.
be like, "We got to do
Thank you.
something.
Thank you. Yes.
We got to do something. This is wrong." But it's like at the
Amen.
same time, they're just like, "But we don't." Well, at the same time, we don't really need the
Exhausted.
feds. We don't
Yeah.
really need the FBI like kicking,
I'm not
like
calling
coming in,
anyone.
like
Yeah.
like
My
like
stash.
half of us over Hector over here has a record a mile long. Like who knows if he's
Yeah,
like abiding by his parole? Like we
totally.
really don't need the authorities coming in here and looking up everybody's ass. Like
Who calls that? Yeah.
the owner is probably just like, look, my taxes are not like my business license to sell pot is not up to
Yeah.
date. Like we really don't need the
And
city coming
Hannah's
in here.
clearly a questionable person. I mean, do we really
Yeah.
put our life on the line for Hannah? I don't think so.
But there's so many like competing like ethical dilemmas they're having.
Yeah,
Um, but it's
it's
also
good.
hilarious for them. They're having a great time. You know what I mean?
It's
They're having,
good. No, that's really good. Oh
but
my
it's
God.
great. Like, yeah, they're showing up early for work.
For sure. For
Showing up
sure. Because
early for
there's so
work
much to talk about. When
and
there's
staying
tea at
late.
work, like it's the best. It's the best. That is the best.
And they're just watching that GoFund like, and like they all have GoFundMe app on their phone. And they're
Yeah.
watching that GoFundMe go up from like, 5,000, 10,000, $47,000.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
they know full well.
Yeah.
So in their defense, at first they suspected that something had gone wrong, like, you know, something
Yeah.
really bad had happened.
She was
Right.
missing.
Yeah. And the
And
text
then they killed her
messages,
dad.
it was a text message from what I remember is a text message from Desiree
Mm.
to her ex-boyfriend Also newlywed, you know,
Hmm.
green
Right,
card,
yeah. Just
newlywed to
married.
a
Yeah.
Argentinian bride. And the text messages read something like, "Don't you think you guys should start telling everybody what's going on here?" Like this is
Bro. You know what's
like
funny is that
that's how like
what
I
if
mean, yeah.
what if the Argentinian bride and her boyfriend stay together and she's the one that's, you know,
Yeah, well,
where's the boy?
they're
Where's
gonna
the
get
Argentinian man?
they're gonna get
He's gonna
deported
get,
together and have a good laugh and have a great story and like they had a
yeah,
trip to New York. They obviously have some
crazy.
money. They had some cash.
Hmm.
Um, so they'll
30
just go
grand.
back and
Yeah.
try again. Try again. But yeah, what
See?
a disaster. What a disaster. What a disaster. This
Yeah,
deserves like a
that's
10
crazy.
series, like
A
10
Lifetime
episodes,
movie.
10
Lifetime movie.
episodes at
I
least. The
think
Podcast.
movie doesn't
Lifetime
do
would
it
make it.
justice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know if a Lifetime
I
can,
think they would go too cheesy, schmaltzy with the Lifetime angle.
All
yeah, I
right.
don't know
I
if Lifetime
mean,
has the writers to like,
And
like break down the complexity of this story.
you
It's
need
just
a
amazing. There's
podcast,
like there's freaking
pod
like
series.
press conferences of the family with like giant signs in the background, like "Find
Yeah.
Hannah." Meanwhile, in this smoke shop, they're just like, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do?
Yeah, you have to come up with a plan. It took several days for them to formulate a plan, and then probably another day or so to figure out who's going to ask the question, who's going to send the text
Well,
message.
yeah, it looked like the text message happened pretty early. And
uh-huh.
that's the
Okay.
again, this thing has been going on for weeks. So like no,
What are you going to tell them?
the smoke shop kept their silence for weeks. Unless they were working with the FBI and working with the authorities, you know, and maybe that's possible that the FBI kind of knew
Oh, right.
they really weren't looking at it, and maybe that's why the family was questioning the FBI and the police.
Right.
Right.
Because I think maybe the authorities knew early on that this is not a missing person. This is somebody that is was doing a crime, and it went and the criminals had an argument, and one person split off from the pack,
Yeah.
and I think that's what they knew they were looking at. So it's incredible.
Just another story though, like it's so much. If you think about all of the things that happened since last Friday when we were last together, like it's been so many things.
Yeah. And
And it's
like not
nonstop.
the lady, Hannah, like her mom's not going to think this, but her sister and aunt might be thinking this. Like,
Hmm.
I wish she did get trafficked.
Oh no.
Yeah. Like
Yeah,
a mother would never think that, but I mean, an angry sister, an angry aunt that really wasn't that close to you after you pull some shit like this, they're just
oh
like,
yeah. Just the
you,
emotion that would go into
yeah.
thinking that your daughter was trafficked. Do you know what I mean? Like,
A
oh
mom
Yeah.
my
would be
gosh.
relieved. The mom would be relieved even if it turns out she was like a homicidal maniac, just that she was
Yeah.
alive. But
Yeah,
like all the other family members have very, they, it's fair for them to feel a lot of resentment.
for sure. For sure.
Yeah.
And for the people who gave to the GoFundMe, I'm sure there's some thoughts there
Yeah. I
too.
guess they had to the family did, looks like they're kind of doing it right. And they're just like, just anybody that donated, submit a refund, you'll get it.
Right.
I mean, I'm sure
Well,
they
good.
spent some of the money and they'll have, but
Yeah,
it's like,
signs and sweatshirts and stuff.
they
That's
probably
crazy.
have some people that are willing to like be like, all right, just whatever you
Yeah.
spend on travel, like we'll just put that back in there so you can just make everybody
Oh,
whole
your
and
daughter's
just
so crazy. Yeah.
yeah. And they're just like, it's like the one
Do we know
time
how
where
old Hannah is?
like 26, 27, something like that.
Oh, okay.
It's like it's a one also the one time where the family's like, we would ask that you respect our privacy at this time. You're just like, you know what?
Okay. Yeah.
Fair. Fair. Y'all did not deserve this, and you deserve everybody just like to.
Yeah.
But
Handle it
then
internally.
their last name was Kobayashi. Like
Oh boy.
I'm gonna think about them every time there's like a hot dog eating contest.
Yeah. 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 Oh my God. Officer Fry, don't get me
What a
started.
wild story.
Hmm.
Yeah, that is a wild story. Well, at least there
It
was
needs to be a
one this
movie.
week.
It needs to be a movie, and there needs to be like a heavy part of that movie needs to be the smoke shop.
Yeah, based from the smoke shop for sure.
It would because they're the ones that could actually tell the story of what was happening the whole time because they knew what was happening. They knew. They
Yeah,
knew.
because you don't just get a mail
Oh
away
my
husband
goodness.
and wife without having like some in-depth conversations. Like you don't commit a crime across the country. You know what I mean? Like, so I'm sure there was a lot of talk before they actually even said I do.
Yeah.
Hmm.
That's wild. That's really
Yeah.
wild.
Dude.
Did the boyfriend work at the smoke shop too?
And that
He
I
was
don't
actually a
know.
customer of the smoke shop, is my
That I don't know. They
That's
didn't see,
wild.
and that's another thing where, yeah, that must
We
the
need to get to the bottom of
authorities,
this. I
everybody
bet those
must
people
have
have a
known.
Facebook group or something, or like an Instagram
uh,
page or something.
the authorities
Yeah,
must
that's
have
good.
known and kept it secret because in all the stories about this, for when they were released, every time there was a new event,
Yeah,
never before did they mention that she worked at a smoke shop.
yeah.
Because
I
then
only
that
heard that from you.
because naturally, I learned that today,
Oh,
like just today, or was it yesterday? I was sending the article,
I
like
think yeah,
I because literally, like the very last article, once the gig's up,
Hmm.
gig or the jig, both of them, then now they say she worked at a smoke shop because they couldn't say that before because if they did, people would be like, well, what smoke shop? I'm gonna go talk to the coworkers
Hmm.
yeah,
to see if she was nice. Was she a B? Was she,
yeah.
like
That'd
was
be
she crazy?
yeah,
Like was she erratic? But they
yeah,
didn't want that to happen, so they kept her place of employment really out of all the major articles
Hmm.
that
yeah.
I knew of that I read at least. So I mean, I think it's like almost like better than Gone Girl. Like it'd be like Gone Girl, but it would be a comedy.
Yeah,
Well,
Oh,
except for the
okay.
dad killing himself. That's a fucking bummer.
it really was. Really was. It had potential too with those beautiful girls in it. It had real potential, but then
And that took a turn.
two thumbs down.
And let me
Yeah.
tell you, I've done bad things before, you know what I mean? But I've been able
Sure.
to say I'm sorry and
Yeah.
to be able to explain myself
Hmm.
in, but like, how does this lady say I'm sorry? Like,
Like
because
you
her,
can't, you
because
don't.
again, she says she's sorry to her mom. Her mom's like, I forgive you,
Yeah.
but like you say you're sorry to your sister, your auntie, like any other relative that like was part of the face of your family when you're raising money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're just like,
Do you
oh, you're
remember
sorry
the
for what? For what?
yeah.
Like, which of the 15 things you did wrong are you sorry for?
But
Are you
also the
sorry you
dead
got caught? You're
dad.
sorry you got caught.
Sorry your dad committed suicide.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, are you sorry for that part? Are you? You get.
Dude.
I'd be getting vicious. I'd be like, are you sorry you weren't there with a mattress? Like getting real specific. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, 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 yeah.
are you
Oh
sorry
my
you weren't
goodness.
like 3 blocks down the street with a bullhorn to say stop? Like
Women
all
women
kinds
do
of
these things
specific
though.
stuff.
Like they do these things. Weird. Like remember the
Yeah,
one lady who like left her like said she got kidnapped. She like left her earbud and like her phone and like went off with some dude for 3 months and then came back, said she was kidnapped and had a whole story. Nope, just had an affair. Oh,
yeah.
women, bitches. Bitches be like, damn, cold
It's
world,
crazy.
guys. Stay safe out there.
So I guess this lady's in Mexico until the 15K runs out.
Yeah.
Living her best life.
She can meet
Now she
somebody
can't
over
go
there.
home. I mean, you had a nice life in Hawaii. You worked at a smoke
Yeah.
shop, so obviously,
Yeah.
you were not, you weren't like digging in the coal mine, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
Hmm.
maybe you weren't living all your dreams, but you can't even go back to that. You can't
Who's
even go
more
back
embarrassing as a
now.
daughter, this girl or the Hawk Tuah girl?
Oh, well, she.
I think this girl, yeah, this
No,
girl.
Okay, yeah.
they both committed different types of fraud. So I mean, they're one and the
Yeah, but
same in
like,
my eye.
I mean, I'm not, no offense to Hawk to a girl, but like as a parent, as a parent, you could just be like, well, she's a dumb hoe.
She's just a
Like,
dumb Southern girl. She didn't know any better.
like, what are you gonna do?
She
You know what I
fell in
mean?
with some crypto bros and just,
Yeah.
fell in with a fad.
But like with the other one, the Hawaiian one, you got to be like, well, I guess I'll throw myself off a parking garage now because that's what happened. Because that's what he did. No, I get, yeah, because that's like devious. That's like all kinds of layers of,
Yeah.
but then again, from her point of view, no, let's be really fair to this Hannah lady. Is there any chance things have could have gone this wrong? In your wildest
I mean, she
imagination,
didn't ask her dad to come looking for her, honestly. And
that's
honestly, let's be honest. If someone's going to kill themselves, that's kind of on them. That's not on
that's
her.
true.
That's
Yeah,
on him. You know,
that's true, but I
like
feel
he was going
like
to do it. You're a little bit unstable if you get telex and you don't find your daughter, so you just jump off the parking
yeah, but hear
garage.
me out, hear me out, hear me out. In this scenario, if there was ever you may feel
Yeah.
responsible for someone else's actions, this might be it.
This is the one exception to that rule.
This might be the one time where you might kind of, you
Yeah.
know,
Okay. All right. Maybe.
add some extra responsibility on yourself,
Okay. All
maybe
right.
take maybe
Maybe Hannah
feel
will write a
like
book.
maybe
That's how
A
she'll.
tell-all. No, man, she'll start a
Yeah.
Substack.
Yeah. There you go.
she's
That way
gonna be like
she'll.
the worst that I thought would have happened was I would have like had to shiv the other woman. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? You know what I mean? Because they could have gotten to something a scrap.
Right,
But
right.
Yeah.
the 47,000, all the refunds. Like, what if it wasn't even a bunch of lump sum? What if it was like a ton of like tiny, like all the envelopes that the family's gonna have to like lick all the envelopes to
Hmm.
send the checks back? What if it's just like thousands of $2 donations? So much work.
Yeah, her
That'd be
aunt
a
really
hassle.
fucking hates her for sure. Her aunt's done with her.
Yeah, like this
If
is
my aunt
like,
could stop talking to me over COVID, this is like for sure.
especially the aunt that was like the amount of attention that that aunt was getting was like
Yeah.
Mhm.
unreal. Like it was like
Yeah.
life changing at church. Like
Yeah.
everybody's trying to put hands on her at church. Never happened before. You know what I mean? But
But
Dude.
they
and
don't
then
call it put
all
hands
of a
on
sudden
at
it's
church.
ripped away.
They call it
Oh,
lay hands on at church. Put hands on is something
oh,
different
that's what happens outside or in the back. In the back.
Yeah.
in the parking lot.
But like all of a sudden it's ripped away, and now like no one will even talk to her at church
Yeah. Not even
because
in tongues.
they
Not
think
even
she
in
was in.
tongues.
Yeah, they think she was. Yeah, they're like throwing snakes at her. Like you're getting the snake
Her
tongue
aunt hates
treatment
her.
next week.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that's got to be extra devastating for that one, for that aunt.
For sure. For sure.
All that positive attention just ripped away.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Oh
Start
man, I
out
can't.
here.
I don't even know if there can be any other twists like to this. I don't even know.
Well, you got to keep us posted. You got
Maybe
to, you
she's
said you have an
pregnant.
alert on your Google.
Would it? Oh, she's knocked up by like a love child of the Argentinian, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're
Like
Or
just
I don't
gonna
need
actually
to.
have.
gets or actually gets trafficked by the cartel in Mexico. No one cares.
Like a Brittany Griner. Be like, oh no, no, we're not. We did that before. We're not trading another criminal for you. You can stay. Should be the one person that can't get back in.
We
Yeah.
got plenty of accommodations for you. Don't worry. You'll be fine. Have you seen our beaches?
Oh my God.
The
I'm
coyotes are just like,
dying.
you're too toxic. You're too toxic.
Esta tóxica.
Yeah, like we have ethics, man.
Oh, dude.
Oh my God. I'm crying.
Should have started with that story because it's incredible.
It really.
No, I think it's better. It's best that you save it for
Yeah,
last, to
it's
be
best
honest
to
with you.
close it out. That's a good
Close on
one.
a high note.
Give you something to think about for the week.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Oh, I want to give a quick shout out to everyone in the YouTube chat for keeping it lively. Thank you for tuning in.
Yes.
What are they saying?
Happy
Are they
Friday.
pro Hannah, anti Hannah?
No, they were mostly kind of going off during the Luigi talk earlier.
Yeah,
Not so
Oh,
everybody
much the
loves
Hannah talk.
Luigi. He
Yeah.
needs to write a book
yeah.
too. Tell
I
all.
don't really want to enter. I mean, I have, I guess, a little bit, but yeah, the whole
We don't have to, honestly.
is Yeah, the whole is he a hero? I mean, he's a piece of shit, little
Yeah.
weak commie, uh, coward who shot someone in the back. So didn't change a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, has done something devastating to his family.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yep.
they're gonna have to start pronouncing it differently.
Yeah.
Just kidding, because they can't really change their name. But
Well, a lot of you can take the I off, make it
no,
an
no,
L.
we're the Mangiones.
Mangiono. Mangiono.
We're the Mangiones.
I mean, just go for a
Aren't hey,
Mangione.
complete.
aren't you the fan
Mangoes.
of that
Mangoes.
Mangione? No, no, we're
No.
the Mangiones.
Just go
No.
for a completely different letter altogether. Make it,
Yeah.
distance yourself as much as you can.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll cover that. I think we'll do one more show next week before the holiday break, but like
Okay.
Yeah.
we'll see what else turns out with the six pack assassin.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I mean, he's also gay. That came out today or yesterday too.
You know,
So
I saw that once, but I didn't really see any other talk about it.
yeah.
But
Well, the gays are known for being incredibly in shape and fit, so
Yeah. Good
maybe
eyebrows.
but then but then isn't that crazy because he was telling some friends that he couldn't have sex because of his back condition.
You know, boys
That
have
might have
sex
been
with each
like
other too, right? Like it
yeah.
could have been,
no, but that's kind of an explanation why like, hey, you're like young, successful, where are all the girls? And he's like, oh, I can't do that. So I have a hard time having relationships because I have my back and I can't, but it's like he can't give, you
Like
know.
what'd you do to blow out your back, bro? Well, don't worry about it.
Now I'm
Mind
saying
your
like
business.
there were stories about how like maybe it was his sexual frustration that led him to this
yeah.
because his back, he told friends that because of his back condition, he couldn't really have a sex life.
Yeah.
But really what he was
That's
saying is like, that's why you don't see me with the ladies, I think,
hmm
is what he was
No, I think
saying.
I don't think he was closeted. I don't think. I mean, if you look at the way he dresses, I don't think he was really closeted.
Oh, okay. I really don't know. Like, yeah, I think that we'll know a lot more about that part
hmm
Yeah,
in the next week or so.
sure.
I mean, he's alive, so like,
Yeah.
that's
He
something
looks
where
mad and wants to
they're
say
not
some stuff.
getting killed when they do these things.
Yeah, for now.
Yeah, I think he's like the example of like if someone's like half smart or half a brain.
hmm
Like he
All
did
right.
have the ability to understand some concepts, was very frustrated by them,
Yeah.
but like hadn't worked out the part where like going on a killing spree definitely is not gonna,
Yeah.
yeah. Even
Stalled
though
I
like,
anything.
think that I think that there's a lot of stuff going on around it, so there's should be more to see over the next couple days.
oh, also,
Who knows?
avid reader.
Yeah.
He was an avid reader.
Yeah, they have his favorite books for the year. Yeah, I know. That's
Like, so
just
that's like
wild.
again, when you
They have so
find
much on him.
someone, when you meet someone that reads a lot of books,
Hmm.
you should be suspicious.
Oh, good to
Very
I hope they don't use this
suspicious.
as a means to ban books and start burning shit.
You don't need that many thoughts rolling around in your brain, you know what I mean?
I
But
guess not, fuck thinking.
yeah.
Who
Yeah.
needs that?
Because look what happened. Look what happened.
Look at what happens.
Like if you read every bestseller that is about every outrage that's happening to every outrage that's happening to every outrage, it's like you are definitely going to be in a bad place. Like you are
Yeah.
definitely going to be in a place where you're just like, I have to do something
Yeah.
to
I must
affect the
save the world.
change. Because I
Yeah.
just read like back to back to back to back to back to back bestsellers about how terrible fill in the blank is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Corporate greed, health insurance.
Whether it's like
Yeah.
Climate
environment,
change.
insurance, uh,
Yeah.
this furry little animal going extinct,
Yeah.
or
Indentured
whatever,
servitude.
just
Yeah.
or even stuff we talk about, or immigration, or whatever. It's like
Yeah.
you read that many books about that many things going wrong, and if you're not like a super well adjusted person,
Yeah.
oy.
You get passionate about it. Yeah, I know. I live it every day about food.
Plus the element of like grandfather self-made
Yeah.
millionaire,
Oh, there's so many
his
layers to that
his
for sure.
kids seem to like do really well. The next
Yeah.
generation, nothing but time on their hands to read tons and tons and tons of
Yeah.
books
Yeah.
and,
Go to fancy
yeah,
universities.
and just like have all kinds of thoughts that your grandparents who had
Yeah. Too
nothing
busy working. Too busy
had
working.
no, yeah, they had no
Us.
time to think about, um, you know,
Yeah.
Whatever was
these
rolling around in
giant,
their heads.
these huge, like, economic, philosophical things. They're just like,
Hmm.
no, we need to keep the factory open.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
By the way,
Um,
I just caught a glimpse of the episode title. Very good.
What is
I
it?
was Friday the
it just came to
Droneteenth.
just came to me.
Nice. Nice. I
Well,
like
we
it.
appreciate that creativity around here, man. Thank you, thank you.
Yeah.
Where you can't shoot them down.
Yeah.
Can't shoot them down.
Guess not.
Like
I
what?
mean, seems logical to me. Someone's flying over your house, maybe shoot down.
Yeah.
Guess not. Guess not. Oh well.
Yeah, you shouldn't. It's illegal.
I'm not going to. I'm not going to. Yeah, my word. I don't even go outside, so I'm probably fine. If they're not out in the morning or mid-afternoon, then I will never see them. So
Nothing to worry about.
I
yeah.
think the main takeaway is that the government's statement was that they don't have enough laws to be able to kind of see what's going on here. They need more laws and more authority over drones.
Hmm.
That's what that was the official Defense Department statement was like there are gaps in laws to where, hey, there's
The
drones
fact that
there, but we
Elon's not
can't do
really
anything
talking
about
about
it.
it,
Like,
Trump's not really talking
oh,
about it, something's
that's
up.
true.
Something's up.
Yeah.
So maybe it's Space Force.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Let's
I'm
hope
guessing
not.
it's all the employees from that weed shop in Hawaii that are
Yeah.
they're still looking for that chick in Jersey.
They're
Yeah.
just using
They use
drone
that. They have their
technology.
own GoFundMe. They were like, listen, we're
That's
going to
where it went.
repurpose our GoFundMe.
We could only afford drones that cover Jersey.
There
Yeah.
you go.
We'd give it the best shot.
All
All
Oh
right.
man.
Y'all go do what you
right.
want.
Get
All
it
right.
on.
Enjoy the
Got to get it
weekend, do what you
on.
want. Get it on and happy holidays. Merry Christmas, everybody. Whatever you celebrate, whatever you're doing. Yeah, just hope
Yeah.
everybody's
Be
having a
safe.
Be
good
safe.
time
Stay
of
safe.
year. I know like
Yeah.
all this stuff kind of like I do try to make an effort to feel good this time of year and
Yeah.
yeah,
We
That's
appreciate
good.
that.
all that
It's
cheesy stuff.
recognized. Yeah.
Enjoy your
All right, everybody.
nogs. All right.
Yep.
Good night.